If you're seeing this, then this is your full moon in Aquarius messages. I was like, wait, what moon is it? It's the full moon in Aquarius. We're going to get into it. We have the tarot cards, the oracle cards. If you've been here before, you know the deal. If you haven't, you'll figure it out. It's really easy. My name is Lara, and yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the astrology before we kind of dive into our reading. But we're going to get an idea of the themes that we're working with under this full moon energy, and we'll get some insight as to where we should place our focus, what we can release, and what we're ready to be bringing in. So, and then we'll tie it all up with a little like advice from our moon deck. So that's what's up. And yeah, this particular full moon in Aquarius is happening on August 9th, 2025. Now, if you're finding this video and it is not August 9th, 2025, that's okay, because time isn't linear. So it kind of doesn't matter. Whenever you find it, it's likely that there's messages here for you. So you know what messages are for you. I encourage you to use your best judgments. Listen to your intuition. All right. And hopefully you can find a little bit of insight. At the very least, maybe I'll be entertaining. So, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. If you are finding this on August 9th, this is what everyone collectively is, the energies that are swimming around us. But you may be tapped in at a later time to these energies on a personal level. Okay. All of these are happening all at the same time. All right. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so you can just trust whatever messages are here for you. They're meant to find you right now. Also, this is a general reading. Kind of touched on that already, which means it may not be super specific to you. I may not know anything about what's going on with you, which is fine. Doesn't mean we can't look at it, but you know your situation best. So listen to yourself and take the things that are resonating. The best way to go about it is to just approach it with an open heart and an open mind, and yeah, see what kind of insight you can get. So yeah, but this is all collectively, whoever is finding this video, whenever you're finding this video, this is what we're all working through collectively, the themes, patterns, and energies. Okay, so it's going to be a little more broad for you, but yeah, we'll see what comes through. Sounds good? Okay, sounds good. Let's talk a little bit about the astrology. So like I said, this is the full moon, Aquarius full moon. So full moons are the halfway point through the lunar cycle every month, 28, 29 days. And so it's at its brightest point right now. This actually, when this is going out, is actually, she peaked around 3:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we've just gone over the hill here. And this energy in Aquarius, okay, Aquarius is all about originality. It's thinking forward in the future. It's got a lot to do with technology. It's got a lot to do with community. It is like the humanitarian of the zodiac. But interestingly enough, it like really needs to be alone. So there's a lot that goes into the Aquarius energy. Aquarius is the opposite of the Leo energy. We're in Leo season. And so at this point, I think there's elements of like highlighting with Leo energy. It's something that is it's a heart-centered energy. It's also solar plexus chakra. This is the I am energy. This is about being bold and brave and courageous and confident, okay? And then with the full moon energy that's in Aquarius, we're talking about originality. We're talking about authenticity. How does the individual come together as a part of the collective, as a part of the whole? So that's sort of what I'm tuned into. As far as like other things that I've sort of looked up and read about for myself, this is also, oh God, there's just so much going on. Okay, this is right after the peak of the Lionsgate, the 8-8 portal. Apparently people have feelings about it all of a sudden. Everybody's like, oh, it's not a thing. I was like, I'm pretty sure last year you're the same person who was making videos about this as a thing. Glossing over that. Okay. Either way, there's numerology there. 8-8. Okay. In numerology, this is an incredibly abundant energy. Okay. So it's really interesting that we've got a lot of big, abundant energy coming in, which is usually pretty good for manifestation. But we'll talk about what is complicating that in just a second, because there's a lot complicating that. But big energy regardless. What the Lionsgate portal is, it's actually like a couple of weeks, but the 8-8 is the peak of it. And that's when the star Sirius lines up with our sun. And it's said that Sirius is our spiritual star and the sun is our physical star, right? Literally without our sun, we wouldn't have life on this planet. Okay. So there's connection to divine coming in with Sirius. I think this is like the brightest star that's closest to us or something. Don't quote me on that. And a lot of it is like, it's said that like the pyramids apparently allegedly line up with Sirius. Okay. It's been an incredibly important star throughout human history. And what they say about that lining up is that there's light codes that come in. It's a bridge that's between sort of like your physical and your spiritual world. And that happens collectively. It happens for the planet, all of these things. So however you want to feel about that, okay, is big energy that's happening right now, is my point. As far as that how that's playing into the full moon and everything else that's going on. Full moons aren't usually great times to manifest. It's usually a time to sort of review and clear out what's not working and nurture what is working so you can move forward. It's your halfway point in your cycle. So like from the intentions that you set earlier with the new moon. But the Lionsgate portal energy is, a lot of people think that's big manifestation energy. But here's the thing. There's a lot of stuff in retrograde. So while it's true, and some people are like, oh, you're not supposed to manifest in a retrograde. Honestly, you could do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. But take into consideration what's happening. We have 4 planets in retrograde right now. Mercury, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto are all retrograde right now. And also the asteroid Chiron. So a lot of stuff is up for review underneath a full moon, which is also a time of review. All right. So it's not to say that those manifestations can't be happening, but this is like, how do I want to say it? Making space and expecting things are going to take more time because you're really reflective and retrospective and you're digging into the past. What's from the past is being brought up. You're revisiting it, right? That's why everybody's like, oh, exes come back during Mercury retrograde. Yeah, because you're meant to revisit the pattern. And I don't know, maybe you could make a fucking different choice. One can only hope. Listen, I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm not, but so there's a lot there is what is my point. But this full moon in Aquarius is also the sturgeon full moon, which the sturgeon is a fish. So there's also like a watery element that's happening. Aquarius is an air sign, but Aquarius is also the water bearer. So I think this is really interesting correlations while we're like peak fire season. Okay. And a lot of our planets that are in retrograde are retrograding in Aquarius, in Leo, in Aries. Okay. So it's a lot. The sturgeon aspects of this full moon is really encouraging us to go with the flow, to be ourselves, to express ourselves with the Leo energy, but also go with the flow. And I think with everything so heavily retrograding right now, it's going to be hard to flow in the way that we think of flow, but sometimes the resistance is a part of it. So if you're feeling resistant, know that there's a lot of really fiery energy that's in retrograde. And part of going in with the flow is just acknowledging that like you want to move, but you can't. That's a part of it. Even though we think of flow as like a sort of a constant movement, it isn't always. So yeah, great. Be prepared for the emotions to come up. And yeah. Take it easy. Like I always say, I mean, this year, just take it easy. All right. But we're going to jump into it. Okay. Because I think I've touched on a lot of stuff. So there's all kinds of conjunctions and stuff happening too. It's too much for me to keep up with, but we've got a pretty good scope just sort of talking about what we've talked about. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull a card from our Keepers of the Light Tarot. And we're going to see what guiding energy, who is here to guide us under the light of this sturgeon full moon in Aquarius. Sound good? Okay, great. Let's do it. All right. So who do we have to sort of key us in to what we're talking about underneath this full moon in Aquarius? Who would like to come through and guide us? Let's see who we have. Oh, okay. I'm not super familiar with this one. Almoira, Awakening Presence. I think I kind of know a little bit, but not too much. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Ooh, interesting. I feel like boundaries are going to be a thing, but let's see what it says. Almoira. Almoira. There you are. Okay, here we go. Almoira is a spiritual name that was given to protect the identity of Ranbir Singh, a spiritually aware man born into a powerful family that ruled Kashmir, which is a region in the Indian subcontinent, in the 19th century. It is said that he interceded both spiritually and physically to stop the British invasion of the region in 1845. Oh, interesting. This wise soul is now able to help us remove any energy from our life that is not serving our connection with God. He is a wonderful guide to call on if we are unsure if something is real or not. Ooh, he helps awaken our I am presence. There we go. Which is our truest connection to our soul and to the universe itself. The extended message: spiritual protection is important at this time. Ensure that you are cleansing your energy before putting on protection. Almoira is here with a legion of angels to help you understand where you are at now. Fire up your divine connection and detach from dramas, people, places, and emotions that no longer serve you. Remember that within you there is a mighty soul light. Allow that light to shine through your entire being. Then call on Almoira and his angels to surround you in a light that will keep you safe on all levels. Also know that facing fears and seeing the truth will strengthen your connection to the universal life force. Okay, no big deal. Great. So we've got it. Cleansing, protection. This is all going to be super duper important underneath this full moon energy. let's grab our tarot cards. Let's grab our tarot cards, shall we? Aww. And take a look. We're going to get 3 cards. Could we please have our first card? Whoops. There it is. This is what we're going to focus on. Give me 1 second. LOL. Okay, we'll get into this in just a second. Let's get another card of... Okay, so we have what we're focusing on. Whoo! Let's get another card of what we're meant to release under this energy to maintain our focus. What are we releasing under this energy, please? That's it. Thank you. Okay. And then what are we bringing in under this full moon energy? What are we bringing in under this full moon energy? Please and thank you. There it is. Okay. All right. All right. Ooh. I love it. I love to see it. Okay. Girl. Okay. Can you just give me 1 second? I got it. Hang on. Okay. Let's see if we can make some sense of this. We're going to start with our shadow cards. This is the energy of your subconscious. So this is what's just underneath the surface for us right now. And this is really what's driving the entire situation at this time. Okay, whether you're aware of it or not. We have the 3 of Wands, which is wild. We've been really working hard on broadening our horizons here. We are looking forward, looking ahead, and it has really felt like things have not been working out in our favor with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. But the 4 of Pentacles behind that, I could see this going a couple of ways. The reason things aren't feeling like they're working out is because there's still a lot that you're hanging on to that needs to be let go, which is sort of keeping you isolated, or I would even say, for some of us, or you have very purposely taken some distance with what you have left in order to rebuild, right? I think it's either one of those or both. I think for me, it's both. Probably. Right? So, which is an integral part of this process. There's a lot of heartache that you are still feeling through and working with. Okay? But it really is more about how you ruminate on this heartache that is making it feel so much worse. Okay? There's a mental attachment to whatever heartache is here with the 3 of Swords. And that is what is keeping you out of this alignment with bringing yourself back, the parts of yourself back, with the Lover's card. And that is why you can't seem to step through into this new version of you that is like begging to be reborn here. The Death card in reverse. Okay. But luckily for this moon, we have, okay, yeah, this is a lot about, right, like, this is like a clean out I'm seeing, okay? So it's sort of like a cleaning of emotional house. This is what I'm picking up on. So let's get into it. We've got El Moira with this awakening presence, and a lot of this was about cleansing and protecting your energy. That this is going to be really important for you at this time. And we can kind of talk about what that can look like. There's a million ways to do it. And what matters is like what works for you. But as far as that energy that's underneath us, that's sort of running the situation, what's being highlighted for us under this energy, we have the Four of Swords. So rest is incredibly important at this time. You are healing under this energy, under this moon, okay? If it requires a bit of isolation, it's for a reason. Just like that and or with the Four of Pentacles, it's okay that there's things that you still haven't let go of, but also it's okay that you stepped away. Do you see that city that's back there? Like you've stepped away to create your own foundation, your own future, your own sense of autonomy. Okay. So it's going to be really important to rest at this time. This is a constructive rest. This is like system processing. Okay. This isn't about being lazy. All right. If you feel called to rest, do it. Take extra good care of yourself at this time. Rest. Maybe even like physicalizing some of like cleaning. If your house needs a good clean the house. That is sort of like a physical signal to your subconscious, like we're clearing space. Because actually in dreams, houses are your subconscious mind. Okay? And so in order to rest, what do we need to release? Which is so funny. The King of Cups energy is here. And I think the King of Cups is tapped in, tuned in emotionally. And there is an element of balancing that sort of like higher mind with the emotional wisdom here. So what needs to be released is your feelings. Let the floodgates open. That's why you're going to rest. So you can cry if you need to cry. This is all about resetting. This is the release that you have been avoiding, that we just talked about. Okay? So let it out. All right? Let it out because that is the cleaning aspect. All right? And then let it out because what are we bringing in? You're going to like this. I like this. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Ah! So all of that work that we have been doing, despite how we feel like things have not been working out, all of this work that we've been doing, that's both internal and external. Okay. This is paying off. The Nine of Pentacles, this is about you like really embodying your individuality here, your independence, your autonomy. We've got Pentacles too. So Pentacles is about material resources. So if it's been something that you've been building for yourself, this is coming for you. All right. This is self-reliant energy, enough plus some for yourself. This can also represent like financial freedom, financial independence, actually, I would say financial independence, but still financial independence on the way to financial freedom. Okay. Ew. She is that bitch. Okay. And we love to see her. She's living her best life. So let it out. Let it out. Rest. You are building something for yourself that is yours. Nobody else's. Okay, that's why you've been doing all of this. But in order for you to keep this, you will not only need to cleanse yourself, but also you need to protect yourself spiritually. Which does a lot. Okay? Does that make sense? I like it. I don't think I've been this happy about a reading in a while. Ooh, but yeah, ebb and flow, right? Let it flow. Feel the feelings, take your rest. You know, this is not something that gets built overnight, despite how you might want it to. It's not something that builds overnight. And there is equal emotional process in building whatever it is you're building for yourself. Like you're I'm seeing with the pentacles, you're building something in the physical realm here, right? But there is like the emotional work that you need to be doing in order for that to come in. So keep doing, you're doing a great job. Okay. The resistance, like we talked about, it's felt like things haven't worked out. The resistance is just like, this is just a part of it. It's a part of it. Okay. So give yourself a break. That it's going to come up. It's going to come up. Just give yourself a break. Does that make sense? Let's get our moon deck card, shall we? Let's get our moon deck card and see what kind of advice or affirmations we have to kind of bring this all together. Okay, shall we? So what moon card do you have for us to bring our reading together? That's it. Thank you. Ooh, excuse me. Ew. Okay. Love and intimacy flow into my life effortlessly. Look at that. What I really like about this card is like, and I didn't see this for a while, but this light is sort of in the shape of a person holding this other person. So this can be like higher self, or it can be a divine being, right? Divine essence, what have you. This is so beautiful. Love and intimacy flow effortlessly into my life. So help, self-care vibes. 21. Let's see what we got. Let's take a look, shall we? Intimacy. Like self-intimacy, okay? That's why you're going to rest. That's why you're going to let your emotions flow. Okay, give yourself a hug. No. Every relationship is a lesson in love, challenging us to go deeper into the infinite realm of intimacy. Connection is our nature and vital for our health. Above any outside relationship, however, when we drop into a loving romance with ourselves, we heal the blocks to true intimacy and can share more deeply with one another. It's time to go on a date with yourself. Okay. Yeah. When was the last time you did that? Have you ever done that? I have. I haven't done it in a while, but now's a good time to do it. All right. Everyone has gone through something that has changed them in some way. Barriers to love and intimacy may be rooted in distant or recent experiences. Wherever you are on this path, this card asks you to remain open. Trust that you can forge rich, loving connections with others. Intimacy comes in many forms. Adjust your perspective. Walk as a loved person. Embrace your most intimate romance, the one you have with yourself. Lean into your own heart and feel the warm embers of your love. All right. And then the ritual that they suggest with it is a rose blessing, which get some roses. Roses are known as the lotus of the West, by the way. Very magical. They represent so much. Get some roses They evoke the spirit of love and uplift the mood, fresh or dried, that have non-toxic sprays or pesticides, because you can use them. Infuse rose petals with hot distilled water, and use that for a rose bath. Okay. So you can add the roses and the rose water to the bath or a basin. Soak, scrub your face, body, feet, hands, nourish your skin and spirit. Okay. Little rose spa day. Yeah. And do that as many times as you need. Keep that tool in your back pocket. Okay. Looks like I'm going to buy myself some roses today. Not today, maybe tomorrow. Anyway, that was your reading. Was this helpful? I hope it was helpful. Maybe you got a little bit of insight. Maybe you found a little bit of hope. I found a little bit of hope. Yeah, girl. You gotta love yourself out of that heartache. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I have. I hope you have an amazing full moon in Aquarius. Enjoy. Take it easy. Rest. Love yourself and protect yourself. Okay? Protect that energy. Baths also are a great way to spiritually cleanse, and then, you can protect yourself in all kinds of ways. There's visualizations, there's, meditations, there's all kinds of things. Put some clove with that rose, or actually, no, take the rose bath. Here you go. Here's something easy. Cloves and cinnamon to a certain extent as well, but definitely cloves are very, very protective. So take your rose bath, all right? And then after you get out of the rose bath, similar to making the rose water, do that with cloves. You just steep it like tea, okay? Do that with cloves, and then use it. Like, I will sometimes put that in like a spray. I spray my face like every day, pretty much with this is a sign I need to make more clove water. Spray it. You put it on your body, but don't dry it off. Okay, just let it air dry. You can put it, all over. Put it on your face, what have you. That would be cute to sort of like lock in all of that delicious, clean self-love. But there's all kinds of ways that you can protect yourself. So I encourage you to look into it. Yeah. And find what works for you. So something really easy I do all the time is I'll just pull light down and crystallize it. And then I light it on fire with violet blue flames. So that is like how I protect myself, especially when I'm like on the subway and stuff, just like out in public in general. There's crystals you can wear. Okay. Do what feels right for you. And that's what I have for you today. So enjoy the full moon, enjoy your bath, and enjoy yourself. And then I will do the same, and I will see you on the other side.